And I remember I told you about, I was going to tell you about Skittles and oranges. Can I pull that out and share that with you? So on my desk, I've got a Skittle and an orange. Okay. They're very different in size, right? But they're also very different in their value, right? Skittles, now, unless you're like a 5-year-old who's like just wants to eat candy all day long, I've heard these are actually the unhealthiest candy on the planet, probably because it's all artificial colors, artificial flavors,
Yep.
and a bunch of sugar, right? Like nothing good is going to come out of this
And
beyond
it's
the five
tiny. It's
seconds.
not going to fill you up.
Yeah, it's not going to fill you up. Whereas an orange, wow, like this thing is packed with so much vitamin C and nutrients and fiber and things that we need, right? And so what's so interesting is we often let our day be filled with Skittles. All the
Uh,
random things, right, that keep coming in, that other people keep pouring in, that come in via the device, that ring dings and pings all day long and things like that. And what happens is it fills up. And so I'm not going to pour all this out right now because it'll take us a few minutes,
oh,
but
wow. So we
I
can
keep this
see
on
it.
my shelf, and I actually do this illustration. I pour everything out and I put the Skittles in first. And I'm like, if you just let time fill up with Skittles, like, there's a lot that just kind of, again, comes in and out of our day from all the people and things that are around us, or maybe the people that we don't even want around us that are just coming in via our screens. And it fills this up to more than halfway. And then you go to put the oranges in, like time with the Lord, time with your family, time with, your spouse, time for your health, time working on a business or a ministry or taking care of your home. Only a couple oranges actually fit. And then they start full going out the top because you're over capacity. Like there isn't room anymore. And so what I do is I say, okay, um, it is possible to make everything fit, but order determines capacity. And so what I do is I pour everything out and then I put the oranges in. And I teach 8 areas of our life that do matter most. And so we put those 8 in first. And I'm saying, see, look, it all fits. And like it fits. But then I make it, I'm like, I know you're thinking, but Lissa, I have Skittles in my life. And you're right. And so what I do is I take the jar of Skittles and I pour all the same Skittles. And you can see it is right to the top with a little bit of room, but everything fits. And it's so crazy that when you put the Skittles in first, it doesn't all fit.
It
But
is
when
the
you put
big
the
stuff.
oranges in first, the
Hmm.
Skittles fill in around it and there's room for everything. So
The
order
big
really
stuff.
determines
Mhm.
capacity, right? So if we're letting what's probably happening in that vortex between your doors, right, is like all the Skittle things, we need to put those oranges in first. And then it's okay if the Skittles come, they're going to come, right? But when the oranges are in first, then that order is going to determine capacity. Otherwise, we're always going to be over capacity. And then we're running out the door because we're already behind, whatever the clock says, what time it is and where we need to be by that time.
That's right. Well, how could people get in touch with you if they're interested in learning about time?
Yeah. Well, I have a podcast as well. It's called Redeem Her Time. We talk about all things around our time and what I call our ROTI, our return on time invested, right? Because that's really why time matters. It is our most valuable asset and most precious resource. And so the way we invest it or waste it is going to be the result we have in any area of our life. So the